All right, happy fucking Tuesday, City Beautiful. I am Jed Nico, your neighborhood friendly Filipino, and this is Blacklist Podcast, your one stop shop for music, art, community, and all things psychedelic here in Central Florida. If you didn't know, my mission with this is to connect, encourage, and empower the community. I hope that as we showcase artists here in the city, that you would go home and connect with your very own creative outlet because creativity creates momentum. One more time for anybody who hasn't had their coffee yet, creativity creates momentum. That being said, episode 4, Miss Karina
Hi.
Cotto in the building.
Karina Caro, you said it really good.
Thank you so much. How are you
Yes.
feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I love being here, especially with the creative environment.
Absolutely. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
uh it's like a blur. Cuz
That's how you know it's a good
I
weekend.
went drinking. Yes, I did. It was my cousin's birthday, so on Saturday we went to there's this like hookah lounge across the Florida Mall.
Hmm.
So it was like a Latin night
What's
type
it called,
thing.
the hookah lounge?
It was. I think it's Russian. I gotta look up the name. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at
Give
this.
a birthday shout
I'm
out to
like
your cousin.
not
Send some love.
Chris in your face. I love you. Happy birthday, boo. Mwah.
Happy birthday, Chris. You don't get
Yes.
kisses from me. We don't know each other that
You know,
well yet.
each other that well. I'll look it up later. But we went, got some bottles, some hookah, food, pizza, because we love pizza. We got
Pizza and
yeah,
hookah?
yeah,
That sounds like
Hawaiian.
a vibe.
We got Hawaiian style pizza. So
Yeah, you definitely need to text
okay.
me whatever this place is because I've seen like hookah and alcohol and like barbecues in the back, but
Yes.
where there's pizza involved,
I
I'm a
know,
foodie.
I know. That's why we were so much. I saw the box. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be the only girl going for the pizza.
Are you a foodie?
I am a foodie. Yes, I love all things food.
The reason why I asked is because I noticed on your stories, which I love your stories, but I
Hmm.
saw the Colombian burger, Junior's Colombian
Oof, we
burger.
had that yesterday.
And
Yeah.
out of like the 20 years I've lived in Orlando, I can honestly say that I've never had their burgers. I've had their turkey burger.
Your turkey burger?
Who orders a turkey burger?
You do.
Yeah, I do. But but when I see pictures of people posting like at Juniors, I feel
Yeah.
so bad because I haven't had the original burger.
The original burger from actual Colombia is a little different. My uncle has his own restaurant,
What?
so he has a specific like like a secret ingredient, I guess you would say. Everyone does it differently, but
Yeah,
like in Colombia, it tastes so much better. Better
absolutely.
only because the quality of the meat, the quality of the
Hmm.
vegetables, everything tastes different. Like I feel like the food over there has more taste. I don't know,
Absolutely.
like less
The people have
preservatives.
more taste too.
Yes. I'm from Cali, Colombia. For anybody that
Shout
doesn't
outs to
know,
Cali,
Cali,
Colombia.
Colombia. Yes. What were we talking about? I already forgot.
We were talking about you being a foodie and then how
Oh yeah.
Colombia basically stomps on every other type of flavor.
No, 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 no. This is not true. Colombian food is amazing. I
Mm,
personally am not a fan of cooking. I don't like cooking, and that's a personal decision that I've
sure.
always had. But like when I eat Colombian food, it's like oh, it's so amazing. Like I'm at home. But
Makes your toes curl.
yeah, yesterday we had like Colombian burger, and ordered some. It's called a corn cake.
Okay.
So it's like a yellow type of arepa. It's
Yeah.
arepa,
I love arepas.
arepa. Yeah, and we put cheese over it, and so good. And so we got these little fry churro thingies.
Yo, if you guys aren't seeing this, she
So
looks like she
good.
has a crush. When
I'm like,
when you're
I
describing
was
food,
so in love with this burger. Like you don't understand. We put like the pineapple sauce inside
oh
and like
nice.
the garlic aioli stuff, and then we put. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm not hungry because I ate all. I was like, this is. I'm full for like 2 days. It's so huge. Like the burger is like enormous. Like you can't.
I know that
So good.
I know that Colombian people can cook amazing. My last relationship, she was Colombian, Puerto Rican. She was also from Colombia, but
Hmm.
the best thing I've ever had, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more cuisine, was sancocho.
Oh my gosh,
Yo,
sancocho.
listen. Can you describe what it is for me? It's just like a
Yes.
soup of goodness.
I will tell
Please.
you, my mom, it's a lot of detail
Come
orientation
in a little
going
bit
on.
closer.
Sorry, it's
Cool.
very detail oriented how to do sancocho colombiano. So like you have to have yuca. I don't know if you like yuca.
Of course.
Potatoes. You have to have plantain, green, the greenest you can find, and just tomato and onions and salt and lots of
I know
cilantro.
sometimes they throw
A
some shrimp in
shit
there.
ton of cilantro. I guess you could call it sancocho de,
The
marisco
camarones.
de camarón, yeah. But sancocho de gallina would be hen soup, or
Mm.
sancocho de pollo would be chicken soup. You
The
see, because
flavor is
there's a
insane.
different flavor for hen. Like
Yeah.
hen is so different. It's like chewier, but it's so good. It's so much flavor. So yeah. So long story short,
Please. Please.
long story short, yeah, I don't ever cook. Okay, so here's the
That's a
little
first.
here's a little
All my
pointer.
Colombian friends cook, so this is a first
No,
for me.
no, you don't understand. I told my mom, I'm like, I am not cooking for a man. Like, I am not doing it. It's just not gonna happen
Okay.
because cooking for men is like making them fall in love with you, and it's like a tactic. And I hate when women do this.
Oh.
They will cook for a man to make him fall in love with her, and
It's happened.
I'm like, well, I'm not gonna cook for you because
Okay.
you're not gonna fall in love with me because I'm cooking for you. Like, no, you're gonna fall in love with me because of me.
Because of me.
Because of me.
So what do you
Yeah.
cook when you're alone then?
When I'm alone and I'm
Is it
dying
Macy
of hunger,
going out?
I'll usually eat pasta. Like I'm simple. Like
Where does it go?
to my hips. to, these hips don't lie, y'all. No.
Nope.
Shout out to Shakira. Love
Hey.
her. Love her. Yes.
The goddess herself.
She influenced my music growing up, so I have to shout her out. She's amazing. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because music is really the focus of why I brought you here. And I still think it's amazing how people can meet online organically
Yeah.
and through Instagram. So, a little backstory, it was my friend's birthday party. Shout outs to Queen Liz from Lux Model Agency. We went back to her house. She introduced me to one of her friends, Sammy. We did an off the cuff photo shoot. I edited it and I put it out there. I put a little promo on it
There
so
you
that people
go.
could see the photography skills if you need a photographer. Um, and then I saw that you liked the post. So naturally, when people like the post, I check out their Instagram page.
Mm.
The first thing that caught my eye, and then I was like, damn, I fuck with her, is on your story. You said you posted a comment by Jimena Sariñana.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And for those of you who don't know, this is my favorite singer out of
really?
Mexico City.
Really?
Out of
That's
Mexico City,
amazing.
like Mexico City, for those who don't know, has an amazing musical culture,
Really does.
from rock to hip hop to you name it.
Rancheras.
So when I saw that you fuck with it, I was like, yo, this girl is awesome because I don't know if you agree, but people who listen to the same music, like they share a certain type of
I
connection.
think they vibe together. I think
For
they're
sure.
on the same wavelength, maybe.
Like if you're dancing,
Frequencies.
if you're dancing
Yeah.
to the same frequency, if you're singing the same words as the person next to
Mhm.
you, there's undoubtedly a connection. So off the
Yeah.
cuff, kudos to you. I was like, this
Thank
girl
you.
is
That
dope.
girl's awesome. Jimena's amazing. I started listening to her like 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and like in the Mexican community, Colombian community, we love bambucos
Mhm.
and like folkloric music is huge, huge in Colombian community as well.
Absolutely.
So like folkloric music, when I listen to Jimena or like Natalia Lafourcade,
Woo.
yeah, like their music is so like culturally driven towards like more wind instruments and wooden instruments and things like that. So like the instrumentation and the musicality of what they do is just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Like
Phenomenal.
there's a spirit behind what she does. Like it literally like lifts the room. Very so
Yeah.
much to what your content does. And when I saw that post, I dove deeper into your page. And as I was looking around, and I said this to you the first time we talked on the phone, but I was like, man, there's a genuineness and a sweetness that comes through your content. I mean, so much time, like I'm on Instagram and I'll just see like feeds with this post, like or this face, you know what I'm saying, or ass pics, and it's just the same thing
I
over and over. But when
know.
I dove into your page, like I said, there's this genuineness. Like you're an amazing performer, you have an
Thank you.
amazing presence, your content is amazing. but also I was like, man, not only is she a beautiful woman, she's actually a beautiful person. And that's where I was like, man, she's got to come on. Like, there's some cool stuff that I would love to hear.
Shout out to Blacklist Society.
Yes.
Blacklist Society holding it down in
So
Orlando.
we out here,
It's
and I was like,
amazing.
I know, literally, I'm looking at your content. I laughed. I was inspired.
I'm so
Your
glad.
performances.
Thank you.
Tell us, give us a little origin story about Karina. Where'd you come
Yeah.
from, and how'd you get to this place?
So I got to America when I was 2. My mom and my father were both from Cali. We're all from Valle de Cauca. This is our where it's like a valley in Colombia. But my mom, she's actually from a really small town called Trujillo,
Mm,
and my father, I don't know what town he's from, but they both grew up like very humble beginnings. So being in America at 2, like, and growing up here, I had to really like realize that the world is different in both places.
mm,
Whereas maybe they're still living in the like 1920s over where my mom's grandpa, like her, ancestors are living. They don't have electricity. Like
wow.
right now, they don't, like, because they're used to the like lifestyle of a farm.
Yeah.
So they don't even like, because they live next to a river, so they have
Wow.
water irrigation coming through there.
It's probably beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful, and they live next to the river. They don't have no light. They don't have electricity, running water, but they use the water from the river to cook, to clean, to bathe.
Everything.
Everything. So like exactly. So like when I had that growing up, that one side of me that it was like, this is reality. This isn't like um ancient history. For me it was like, no, this is my life. So like I had to always be like right down the middle of like what's the 21st century and what's like Stone Age.
Yeah.
So like for me it was like, okay, well, this is my life. I'm always gonna remain humble, try to remain humble,
That's awesome.
because look at where I'm from, look at where my family's from. It's like I can't, I can't fight it, like.
Yeah.
So like I come to America at 2 years old. I'm like, whoa, Disney.
You came to Florida directly?
No, I actually started in Oklahoma.
I remember you saying
Weird, I know, Oklahoma. My mom loves like the like countryside, so like Oklahoma
that.
was.
Did you move to Oklahoma because you have family, or because I'm just thinking from Columbia to Oklahoma, that's a
I know, I know.
180.
So I will tell you a little bit about my mom, because if I tell you about my mom, it'll explain a lot about me.
Please.
So my mom, she married an American man. She went through like a dating website. He went to visit her in Colombia and visit like a lot of women. So like what they do in America, a lot of guys, they know about like these dating sites in like Ukraine and like Colombia and things like this. So they'll go to these gatherings where they like speed date.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so like a group of like 6 guys will go to Colombia and be in a room with like 7 girls, and they're all Colombian women, and they all
Where's this at? No, I'm just-
in Colombia. I'm telling you, go to Colombia.
hey, I'm
We
on.
got-
I'm
we
on it.
got- Our women are amazing. Like I know we cook and clean for our men. Like our men are always taken care of. Like our men are king in our culture. So when we're with a guy, like you best believe you're gonna get a good girl if she's Colombian. Um, the thing about speed dating though, it's scary though, because some of these guys end up being abusive,
Mm,
or like they rape the woman,
wow.
because they bring them to America and the girl doesn't know English, or she doesn't know how to defend herself. So like it could be a very scary situation.
Sure.
My mom was lucky enough to have Randy Ward. Randy Ward was my first stepfather. My mom remarried and she ended up having a baby girl, my little sister.
Aw.
She's 19 now. She just turned 19.
Oh, shout out to your baby sister.
Yes, Deline Miller, miss you, baby. Love you so much. But yeah, so just like I'm glad that she ended up marrying a good guy. Then William Miller. I don't call him Bill. I don't call him Bill. I call him Daddy, because he's been in my life since I was 5.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that she found him, because Randy is a great guy. Don't get me wrong. But because he had so much power, he had so much money. My mom was always behind. She didn't know English. She didn't know how to she didn't know how to be in this country.
Mm.
So she left all our family behind. Like my grandma, my aunts. She came here by herself with her
Wow.
2-year-old daughter. So she
Shout outs to mom.
Mom is strong. Mama is very strong.
Yo.
So, but she met Randy, and the good thing about Randy is that she picked him. The good thing is she's like, oh my god, he's the most good looking one here. He's the one that I want.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was like super excited to meet Randy and stuff. But he had already had like a date set up with another girl,
Mhm.
like that he had chosen, because like it's like you can look at their profile, like they got like the book and they like the profile, the picture,
Wow.
and like the stats, like
What? Their
yeah,
stats.
for both ends, like the guy and the girl.
Yo, the
The
stats.
stats,
That's
right?
amazing.
It's like, here, do you want, which one do you want?
Wow. This one has a great personality, but she has a bit of an attitude.
Oh my gosh. So she goes and she looks at the stats of all the guys and she's like, he's the best looking one. But the girl at the front desk was like, oh no, he's already in a date with, he's going to be on a date tomorrow morning with someone else. I'm sorry, honey, you can't, because he wants the girl, right? So no, my mom was like, no, I want this guy. So she goes, that's what I'm saying. This story has a lot to do about me. So keep up, keep up.
I love it.
So my mom picks this guy and she goes, she's at work. She's a dental assistant. She's like, I'm sick, you guys. I need to go home, blah, blah, blah. So, because she's going to go meet up with this guy.
She's playing hooky.
She's playing hooky. She's like, I'm so sick. She played like she was sick at work. So they sent her home. And so she went straight to the office, to the hotel where he was staying. And she talks to the girl at the front desk. She's like, tell him to come down. I want to meet him. I want him to see my face. She's like, no, he has a date with another girl. No. And she's like, no, bring him down. I'm not leaving until I meet him.
Wow.
Yes. And so I was like,
She was getting
I
hers.
was like, damn, mama. Like, okay.
I love that.
But anyways, so he was like, oh, like, so the girl, my mom wouldn't leave. So she ended up calling him to see if maybe he wanted to meet her. So she calls up Randy, and Randy's like, someone's downstairs that wants to meet me. So I don't get to, someone's picking me. So he felt like, oh my God, like he felt so on top of cloud nine,
Yeah.
like on top of the world,
Of
right?
course.
So he comes downstairs, meets my mom, instant chemistry, instant connection.
Wow.
He goes,
He left the date.
he was like, I didn't see your picture in the book, in the
In the stats book. You're a top tier player. I didn't see you.
He's like, I was so my mom. They went out. He canceled the date with the other girl. Ended up dating my mom. They end up finding out they have the same birthday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, crazy. Like literally the same birthday, June 15.
Wow.
But my mom's birthday is actually June 12th. But
Mhm.
she was born in the country, so it took him 3 days to walk to the hospital. So
We gotta add the 3. We gotta add the 3
it's
days.
so funny. But anyways,
love that.
Randy brought us to the country. Randy lives in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So that's why we came to Oklahoma, and then we moved to Michigan eventually because they split up. Like he was on something, like he was crazy. So,
Well,
so
shout outs to him for, I mean, I guess
bringing us to
bringing
the
you
countries.
here.
Yes,
for sure. That's amazing. Like how you guys got here.
Exactly. Yes.
And then from there you went to Michigan.
Michigan, yeah. So I'm so thankful for Randy. Randy always said he always said that I was gonna be a star, but like we always think about that thrown at us as kids as like no, to be a star, no. Like to me that's like so cliche when people say, oh, you're a star. Like I'm like, what you mean? I'm nobody. Nobody knows me but my mama. Like
How old were you when he started saying that about you? What'd you say?
He said that when
Ballpark.
I was a kid because I was like 3 or 4, and we were in the church, and I would grab the mic at church to like start singing and stuff
That's amazing.
because like all the people were doing it, and it looked like fun. So I have pictures of me doing that. So I think that's when he was like, oh, she's gonna be a singer, because like I would sing and like be loud in the living room all the time.
That's
So
awesome.
I think that's kind of like where he was going with that.
It's
and
so
I'm
important.
so thankful to him in a general because like, you know, we're in this country because of him. So yeah.
And
so
for speaking that over you, you know, they have a study that the words you speak over a kid up until the age of 5 actually shapes their personality and their
Mm,
behavior and their actual self-confidence in themselves.
mm.
So the studies show the more positive things you can speak over your kid between 1 and 5. And so just to imagine that you
Yeah.
got this man saying you're going to be a star.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
some
yeah.
people may think it's silly, but that those messages are being ingrained
Those
in you.
memories are so engraved in me. I remember the smell of like French vanilla coffee in the morning from when I was like 4. Like it's so weird
Awesome.
how like smells and like
Did you guys drink Bustelo?
senses. No, we didn't drink Bustelo. We have in Colombia we have something called Café Águila.
Aguila. Awesome.
Águila, which is uh eagle, like eagle coffee.
Okay.
Like it's weird, right?
You'll have to bring some.
Yeah, I will. I love coffee. I love
I
coffee
guess
so
here in
much.
Central Florida, we just rock Bustelo.
Well, I work at Starbucks, so working at Starbucks, you already know I get that like real good coffee.
My friend who worked at Starbucks, she said she would work at the espresso machine,
Hmm.
and when it would go up, like you would get caffeine highs or some shit. I don't know if that's
So
true.
we work in a little kiosk. It's like a little shipping container. It's in the premium outlets
Yeah,
close to this Disney Springs.
I love the outlets.
That area over there, I love that area so much. But the coffee machines and stuff, the whole room smells like coffee. So like as soon as you walk in, you already getting that like that caffeine high just by the aroma alone. So I always love working like well, around coffee and stuff. But shout out to Starbucks,
Shout outs to
love you.
Starbucks.
Starbucks is
It's
awesome.
so my first time to Starbucks was intimidating. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I had to ask my friend, "What do I order?" And shout outs to
Mm,
Marada. So she's the one who helped me out with that.
shit,
Real
it's
quick,
intimidating.
when you said you were in the church, you grabbed the mic and I guess did you perform in church? Is that where the draw to music came from?
Yeah, definitely. My mom, she adorned me with a lot of talents.
Okay.
Growing up, she put me in classes of everything. Like I was in piano, I was in swimming, I was in figure skating. Like I played lacrosse in high school. A lot of things that I've done is because of my mom. Like she just made sure that I was well rounded. I started acting and modeling when I was 7.
Mm.
So like that's where my presence of stage was formed, was being able to, be a public speaker, be a model, and then also with music, she had me in church singing
Mm.
as well, choir. I started choir when I was 10.
And this
In
is still in
St.
Michigan?
Catherine. No, this was here in Florida. I moved to Florida when I was 7. Yeah, when I was 7. Yeah, we moved to Melbourne, then St. Cloud, like Narcoossee
Hmm.
area, then Kissimmee, then Orlando, and then Orlando. I just kind of like hovered around towards my 20s. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So, but yeah, like my mom always like made sure that I was like well rounded.
Damn, that's so cool. Did she actually help culture your stage presence, or was that from the class and just from being thrown into
I think it
situations?
was more so building confidence because when you're young, you don't really know what, like, you know about Disney Channel, you know about kids being actors and actresses. And, all right, is that correct? Actors and actresses?
Yeah.
Is it all women are actors? Because I heard that somewhere. Like, you call women an actor
I grew
too.
up in the 90s, so I heard actresses.
I don't know. It's weird for me. But, anyways.
Hmm.
So like growing up around cameras and stuff, I always like knew I wanted to be in production. And my dream job was just being in production, whether it was music, whether it was videos,
Oh, wow.
or whether it was producing my own music, or like, all of these things come together eventually at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So like for me it was like I just want to this is my dream job. Like I just want to be around like production. Like
When did you know?
I knew probably more so right around 8th grade because I was about to transfer to high school, and so I knew like the high school that I was gonna be going to was gonna be really hard, and so it's a performing arts school.
Dr.
So
Phillips, you
Dr.
said?
Phillips, yeah,
They always had the best
it's a
dance team.
performing arts school. So like when you go there, like every year they have like a film festival, and they have like their art shows and things like this. So every year, you skip class because they take you to watch the performances.
Hmm.
So you see the talent that is around you, that is being pretty much bred. And like you're like, whoa, there's so much talent everywhere. So you have to step your game up. Like you can't just like be mediocre. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like be on top of your game to be on camera for music.
You gotta compete.
For my case, well, I don't want to look at it as competing because the main thing about art is that all of us, like, we work together. Like, all of
Nice.
us do, and so, like, especially for me, because I went for TV production. I didn't go for choir or
Oh,
for
cool.
music or anything. That because, like I said, I wanted to form myself as a writer too. Like, eventually, make my own films. Why not? Why not? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think we could
Why
definitely help in that area.
not? Right? And so, but yeah, like performing has always been my passion. So I was good in front of the camera. I wanted to learn how to get good behind the camera so that I can see, vision through through a director's eyes, or things like this, and just be well rounded, like, you know what I mean. So
You got to see behind everything.
behind scenes, like how to do cuts and how to do transitions and how different shots, the names of the different shots, the names of the different microphones, the names of the different cables. All of these things, believe it or not, has helped me in my music career today.
Absolutely. I
And
could see
so
how it
all
would
of it has,
attribute to your stage
all
presence
of it,
and knowing how everything operates.
how everything
We're going to
works.
dive a little
Yeah.
bit deeper into that, but first, we're going to have a word from our sponsors. We'll transition back in. Hopefully, we may even have a little performance. All right, Blacklist Nation, thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to shout out my brother, Nabu Flynn, his project, Steakhouse Vibe, Volume 1, streaming on all platforms. It's a psychedelic trip through a strip club experience of his. It's definitely an adventure. It's a ride. So shout outs to Nabu Flynn. Tonight, we're actually going to be shooting a music video for Augustine. So shout outs to Augustine. We're going to be shooting Commissary. So look out for the first Blacklist music video coming out there soon. Follow Nabu Flynn at Nabu, Nabuflynn, and Augustine at Agustin, Goo, Goo. I swear we fucking out here. I love y'all. So, we are here at Dr. Phillips High School. You're basically turned on to TV production, film production, which I didn't even know about you. And tell me how that has benefited your art as far as a musician goes.
My vision is different than
Okay.
everybody else's. I think I dive deeper and deeper and deeper into the story, into the reason behind everything
Mm.
that's done. So it's more like probably like a director's perspective.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm really taking a hold of my career, is like trying to be the director of my life. Making sure that I do have that story that people will incline to. I mean, maybe they can relate, maybe they don't. I just know that my life in general has so much that people could like benefit from, as far as like learning things that I've overcome, and they can learn from some of my mistakes. They can learn from that life that I've lived in general.
Where does that come from? I'm so interested in that. Like, where's your openness to put your life on display like that? Because as a fellow artist, that can be difficult.
It
Where
really
does that come
was.
from for you?
It was so hard, like coming to terms with so many of the things that you know a lot of people, when a woman gets married with an American man, they automatically think that it's because of money,
Mm.
or like it's not real, or there's no love involved, or anything like that. But it's like, it was different for me. Like my mom, the way she got to this country, everything that she's done, she's always done it with love and with passion. Especially for me, like women, shout out to moms.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
moms, they hold it down.
Love you, mom.
Love you, mom. But yeah, so it's like my life was just different in general. So like I knew that no one was either someone had my life or I was the only one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it boiled down to that. It felt like I was like the only one living my reality in Orlando,
Yeah.
because of how recent and how fast my mom moved. I guess you would call the economic tears, because if you think about it, she started like dirt poor. Like she had a family of like 8. She's the second eldest, and so she had to take care of all her little brothers and sisters. My grandpa never let her go to school.
Mm.
So like this is today and age. This is like you'd be like, whoa, what? No,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, but for me, it was my reality. So it was like my mom had to like be the mother of the house, and at a very young age when she was like 10. So like one chicken was supposed to feed a family of 8. Like
Wow.
one, just one.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, and sometimes like they didn't have, like they had torn shoes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's like, this is like my life. Like this is how my mom was raised. This is the legacy that was left behind for me. So like I try to bring everybody back down to earth and like
And you
let
feel proud about it.
I do feel proud about it because I see things differently. I don't, and it's constantly in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
So I never forget where I'm from, just never. And yeah, so to get to this country, my mom moved up all those tiers so quick. You see, so it's like for us, we were never privileged. We never felt like we were extra privileged. I do because I was raised in this country. My
Mm.
mom, not so much. She has her humble beginnings still, so she is still in that farm mentality.
Yeah.
So she moved back to Oklahoma. She's in Oklahoma now.
I would say that there's a certain gratitude that people with parents who are immigrants have for the
Mm-hmm.
life experience. Like my mom and
Yeah,
dad,
for sure.
they're from the Philippines, and they brought me back to. I was born here in Florida on a Navy base, but when they brought me back to the Philippines, of course they showed me the beautiful spots, but
Mm-hmm.
like I've been to over 20 different countries and I never seen poverty like that before.
Yeah.
Like when I got to go to my dad's neighborhood and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what you described, like the river is their water,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
and like seeing kids like 4-year-olds naked, just covered in dirt, like scrummaging for food,
Yeah, my
that
family
shit is
wasn't like
crazy.
that. My family was a little bit more, like I said, farm. So like
Yeah.
my grandfather, he had like a nice house,
Hmm.
but he built it
Sure.
himself, with his hands. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like the, that's where the human factor comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you willing to get out of that? Are you willing to want more for
Mm.
yourself? And sometimes people flat out just don't,
Yeah.
and that is just the harsh reality of life. So my mother was one of the people that wanted something better for her family, for everybody else. So they were making moves.
That's
They were
awesome.
making moves. He was going to the to the fields every weekend to work, you know, to pick up corn or whatever have you. Like my mom was hustling, taking care of the kids. When
Yeah.
she was 12 or 13, she moved to the city and became a housekeeper
Wow.
at 13, 14. So our house,
Gangster.
right, bro, 13, 14. You don't got your mama or your papa with you?
Is that where you get your
Like,
work ethic when it
oh
comes into
yeah.
the music grind?
My mom and my dad are so hardworking. Like, there is no way that I would not be hardworking. There was just no way.
Did she support your endeavor when you were like, "Hey, like I want to do this for real. Like I want to make music my career." Like did she support you or was she kind of like hesitant about
I
that?
think when I was 16, she was look at me, look how ratchet these nails look.
Nah, not even.
I'm like in my gym outfit, like let's go. You see work status,
It's
like
the
boom, boom,
hustler's
boom, boom.
mentality,
It's
girl.
a hustler's mentality.
We hustlers out here.
Hey, we are. So I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Uh, let me see. I actually, yeah, I was just thinking about, man, them nails look good anyways. Well, okay, did she
Mm-mm.
support you and then when you were wanting to do
Oh,
music
that's right.
professionally and then you said when you were
Oh my god. Oh
16?
my god. Oh my I had a fallout with my mom when I was 16 because we were gonna talk to this guy named David Carter. He was working with Omarion. He's Omarion's cousin. So he was gonna, help me do music and
Hmm.
stuff when I was 16. So I was like writing and recording with him, and eventually like my mom was like, I don't want you to become famous because like I don't want you to get into drugs and stuff like
Mm,
that. And
the
like
rock star
she's like, I don't want you
lifestyle.
to drink. I don't want you to get into drugs. So like I'm gonna back this out. So that was really hard for me to like
For sure.
intake. And her side of the story is that I started mouthing back to her and like started, becoming a little spoiled brat.
Mm.
So she was like, honey, we're not doing this.
Yeah. Foot down real quick.
Yes.
That
So
needs to stop.
that needs to stop. You become an attitude. So I didn't front because like I knew that I was gonna like eventually be in music no matter what. So like I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go on my own path,
Yeah.
and that's what I did. So like, I started working with music with my friends from high school. Then I transferred to Olympia High School. So then when I transferred to Olympia High School, I just started getting more of like a hustler's
Yeah.
mentality and like I started telling my sister I was like I told my sister start selling candy at school and stuff. So my sister was the candy
We're just
girl.
gonna dominate the space.
Yeah,
We're gonna
for
sell
real.
candy.
No, for real. And like it was fun for me. High school was fun for me. We had a lot of fun. But then when I graduated high school, then I started working in the nightlife scene in downtown Orlando. I
Okay.
was like 17 when so I was underage. Yeah.
What were you doing at
I was,
17?
I know
And I mean,
I was
like,
a
what kind of?
cashier. I
Okay,
wasn't
cool.
drinking.
Where
I
at?
was kind of drinking on the side.
Do you know what
No one
spot
got
it
some water.
was?
It's called Terrace 390.
Gotcha.
It's like right underneath the Bank of America building.
Yep.
It's like this nice outdoor patio
Is
and
it
like
still open?
it's. I think Ricky Padilla took over. I think
Shout outs to Ricky Padilla.
Ricky Padilla. What's
Love.
up?
He's fucking hilarious.
We love
If you
Ricky.
see on his Instagram, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's
OG for sure.
for sure. So
Did you get to meet him?
we're friends.
Oh, dope.
We're friends. Yeah, he's a cool cat.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy for his wife and his kid and stuff. Like just watching him. Like he knows I've been a singer. Like I've been in the music scene for a minute now. So like he knows like I was trying out for like Mangoes. I
Mhm.
told
Love Mangoes. It's
yeah.
a beautiful venue.
Right, yeah. So like a lot of my friends, like promoters and stuff downtown, like they know me as a singer because of that. Because I always promote myself like that. Like I was, I'm a
How'd you get in though? Because I've heard singers say it's difficult. Is it like
It's
to?
not difficult. Listen, everything is hard in this life. Like people have to take, they have to take sacrifices. So I knew that if I was gonna be in music, like I needed to be around music, be around DJs, be around producers and promoters and things like this. Like that was like it was a no brainer for
So
me.
you were socially active. Like, is that how you got
Yeah.
into some of these?
Yeah, like you need to understand. Like I'll put a reference so that you kind of can get like a mentality for it. Like Lady Gaga when she first started out. This is when I read her story. That's when I was like, okay, let me walk into Lady Gaga's steps a little bit. She went and she was living in New York and she was bartending,
Mm.
or she was like serving, or she was like, you know, around music around and Pink did it too.
Yep.
Pink did it too. She was around the bars, asking DJs to let her get on the mic.
That's
So
awesome.
you see, and then when you learn these things, like you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go be around music then, right? So I would do that too. And nowadays DJs don't let nobody sing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Some
never
people
gonna
say
happen
it's
again.
hard, you know.
It's never gonna happen because I went up to a DJ one time and I asked him, I was like, "Can you let me sing?" He looked at me like I was crazy. He goes, "Girl, no." I was like, "Oh shit, okay, never mind."
Yeah, but when you
but
get
at
to
least
where
I
you want to be,
tried.
he's gonna be like, "Shit,
I
I should have
know.
let that girl sing."
I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know how many people I met in this industry just by being, friendly and like,
Mm.
being nice and stuff. He was being mean.
Yeah.
He was being
What a dick.
what a dick. He was being rude and he gave me a dirty look and everything. I was like, fuck you.
Talk to me about 2018. In your Instagram page, you said that that's when you first started doing music, like full time.
Professionally,
Yeah,
yeah.
like full time. So what transitioned
So
in
the
2018?
transition, what I did was I left serving and bartending to fully commit to band and like a cover band.
Infusion.
Infusion, yeah. Shout out to Infusion.
Yes. Big respects.
Hey.
Bigs up to the Infusion.
Hey, yeah, because it's like it's probably the seeds in my career at this point.
What's the
was
story behind
Infusion.
that?
Well, I actually dated Santiago. He's my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, shout out to Santiago. Gangster.
He's from Peru.
Cool.
He's from Peru. Yeah, he kind of looked like you.
Oh,
y'all,
nice.
Y'all look alike.
It's never good to be looking like the ex.
Nah, it's not. It really isn't.
But hey, yeah. Go ahead.
He's Peruvian, so you got the Peruvian, you got the Pacific Islander
There it
look.
is.
Yeah, because a lot of the migration, they migrated from the Philippine
Yeah.
Islands and the Pacific Islands.
That's
come
cool.
to
You know
Peru.
that. A lot of people don't know
Well,
about that.
a lot of people don't know that Peruvian food is the majority of the cuisine is, it's seafood. I love seafood.
I love seafood. Oh
I
my
love
god.
seafood. Like,
I'm on this juice
some
fast.
people
This
like, I
girl,
don't
we're
like
talking about like Colombian
ceviche.
burgers and arepas and sancocho.
So let's get back to Santiago.
Yes, tell me about
I love
Santiago and
food.
Infusion.
I know I love food. He cooked for me, by the way.
Well, hopefully he can cook for me too.
He taught me how to cook some Peruvian stuff too, so I can hold it down. I guess one day. My listen. my thing is this: the man that I want in my life, I'm gonna learn to cook for that man.
That's how you know he's the one.
That's how I know he's the one.
Bet.
You see what I'm saying?
I see it.
Because like sancocho is not easy to make.
No.
It is detail oriented, and you best believe if I made you a good old pot of sancocho, I want to put a baby inside me.
There it is. There it is. There's the secret, guys. And that's a wrap. We're just going to end right there.
Nah. So, anyways, infusion is dope. I love infusion.
How'd you meet?
So he slid through the DMs.
Okay.
He definitely did that.
Heard about you from one of your
I was in
performances?
Colombia. Yeah, I was in Colombia. I was in between 2017 and 2018. I was already, my mind was already set that music was, it is what it is.
Full throttle.
Full throttle. So I was like, okay, I have two options. I can stay in my country in Cali, Colombia, and work with music with my father, because my father, he's a musician. He's a singer. He plays the guitar. So I was like, I can go over there, maybe possibly, make moves in my city, or I can go back to my second city. Well, I think Orlando's my first city. I go to Colombia is my second city, right? So I come back to Orlando, or I come back to Orlando, my first city, and make it happen. So I was stuck between both worlds.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, so let's see what happens there. I know I needed a guitar player. I know I needed like instruments and musicianship, everything, right? Like doing covers and all this, right? So I was like, okay, I got the DM. He was like, I'm looking for a singer for my band because one of the girls can't make it. And I was like, or I'm looking for someone. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's a sign. That's a sign. I was like, okay. So I either, stay in Colombia or go to Orlando. I was like, I'm going to go to Orlando. Let's try out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So then I filled in for one of the, except for my first performance was Cinco de Mayo.
Ooh.
Cinco de Mayo in 2018.
Shit got lit.
Shit got lit, bro. I was so excited because we had a huge stage in Tampa, Florida.
Ooh.
It was like beautiful stage, and there was not a lot of people there. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Was that an outdoor venue?
It's an outdoor venue right next to the river.
Janice Live?
The Bay Area. The Bay Area.
Were you in Janice Live or no?
No, it was a man-built stage.
Gotcha.
So it was a lot of fun, and so his manager Dennis Bailey, which handles all of the, the bands in Orlando.
Yeah,
like
all the shows.
He's the big papa. He's the big papa, and I love Dennis. Dennis is awesome. Shout out to Dennis Bailey Entertainment. Love you.
Hopefully we can get things up and running again soon.
Yeah,
Mr. Bailey.
for real, Mr. Bailey. I know he's like. But yeah, we love Dennis. I actually talked to Dennis in 2017 about possibly becoming a singer for one of his bands.
Very cool.
Yeah, so like the world just kind of just started crashing down on me, and like everything just started putting itself together for me.
What'd you feel like that night you performed in Tampa with Infusion for the first time?
Whoa, afterwards we got fucked up, so
properly fucked up.
So I don't fucking remember.
Did you have nerves?
Yeah.
Going on stage like that?
So thing about nerves is, I'm CBD friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So I love me some flower power.
Absolutely.
So I did not smoke that day. However, my mom knows this. She's like not wanting me to smoke and stuff.
Gotcha.
So she put me onto this tea. It's called valerian root.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's trying to transition me from not smoking to from not smoking,
from
weed
one herb to another.
From one, so I'm not allowed to say weed. I mean
Yeah.
herb. Okay.
It's free speech, baby.
CBD. Okay. No. From one herb to another, and it was valerian root. Valerian root is so potent that shit smells so bad.
Yeah, it makes me go to sleep.
But
it's a sleepy time tea.
You feel so sleepy, and so what she did was she made me a big old pot of valerian root tea, and I was chilling.
And you were good.
I was so good.
One of my questions was like, how do you deal with nerves? There it is, valerian root.
There is valerian root, and that helped me because it was my first big performance. And so I was really excited to meet Dennis at the end of the performance because Dennis was already looking at me to get me a band in his entertainment company. So when Santiago hit me up to be in his band, I was like, all right, there you go. Like, I'm good. Like, got a band, right? But Dennis was like, Karina, I need to get you your own band.
Mm.
I was like, I'm good. Like, let me just let me just let me just stick with Infusion. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it wasn't about having my own band.
Sure.
It was me getting better in general, like learning, being water, adjusting to certain environments, certain situations. Dealing with musicians. Sometimes all musicians could be divas too,
Yeah.
not just the singers.
A
And
hundred
so
percent.
when I found that out, I was like, "Whoa, shit." Okay. So like, that's part of the learning curve. The learning experience was realizing that everybody can be a diva in this industry, not just the woman. So yeah, so
Are you still active with Infusion?
I'm not currently active with them no more. I'm gonna just stick to duos and just
Gotcha.
like smaller venue and stuff because it's gonna take a while before all these like big performances pick back up. Orlando for us, our big season for performances will be like convention season.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
know that. Summer, we
Mm-hmm.
know that. Spring break stuff like that. September is not a really good month for us because back to school. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's the same thing as the service industry. It's like what I try to tell
There's
people.
peaks.
There's peaks, and it's the same peak. So a lot of our really big work, which was weddings and stuff, like we're talking like hundreds of people. Um, that's where I got most of my experience from was going to Ritz Carlton,
Mm.
going to Marriott World Center, performing in front of a lot of executives, American executives, big corporate America.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just so much fun getting people to dance and
For
like
sure.
loosen up and like live life and have no racism on the table. You see what
Yes.
I'm saying? And when I was like performing, my main thing was I wanted to bring everybody together. So
I
like
love that about you.
yeah, and so with me it was like I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, wherever you are from,
Mm.
I'm going to treat you with so much love and so much respect. It doesn't matter to me. So like that I grew up with that mentality and
And you
so
feel it too
and
in
I
your
feel
content. That's
it.
why I said
I
like I was
feel
like,
it.
man, there's some depth behind it. On July 23rd, and this is for everybody. Go on to Karina's Instagram and look up the July 23rd, the intro video post.
Oh yeah.
I was up at past one, rolling to that. But
I
you
was
said this thing, as
like,
hilarious as it was, you said this thing, you're like, my set list is upbeat, and I just love to lift people's spirits.
yeah.
And I was like, as small of a quote that was,
Yeah.
it hit me. I was like, you don't hear that often. A lot of people are on the stage for them, to like bolster them. But you're like, I love to lift people's spirits. So I love hearing the story behind how you grew up because it makes sense of your music. Like you have this desire to elevate the space, which is one of my mottos. Like elevate the
Come
space.
in like a freaking bulldozer. Rah! I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
I'm
But
kidding. No.
I mean, as you're grinding and everything, how have you pivoted because of pandemic? Like, do you have any advice for live
Mhm.
performers pivoting in this crazy ass time?
Yes, because I will tell you some of my most stressful moments have been on stage as well. Like on stage, I get to be completely free. I get to be myself. I don't have to stress out about nothing, right? But behind the curtain, there's a lot of things that goes on, and like even like at the end of the night when you're trying to clean up, like a lot of the singers they would just go home or they
Mm.
would go and party and stuff. Me, I was picking up cables. I
Hmm.
was helping the drummer take down the drum set. You see what I'm saying? Like these things, you learn this through hard work, and a lot of people don't have that. Like you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of girls, especially in the industry right now, it's like you need to put yourself in a man's position. Don't be manly,
Hmm.
but you need to. Sometimes you need
Position yourself.
position yourself and shout out to Rosalia because she got like an award for like best female something. I don't know, man. She be holding it down for females in the
She's putting in
industry.
work,
Yeah, man, and I love that about
and
her.
she's not greedy.
And I love that about her because I feel like we do need more women that are producers, so and that's like
I agree with
that's
that.
kind of my goal and with music kind of what I want to do too. I just eventually have my own studio, make sure I'm laying tracks down the way that I want them to too. Like I love that I can listen to a lot of tracks from everybody else, but I know that I could do some of my own stuff too. So that's what I want to try to do eventually.
Absolutely.
But yeah, but like I said, you can see some of these things that behind the curtains that people don't know about. It's
Yeah.
putting in the extra work, physical work,
Hmm.
pulling the dolly, putting stuff in the car, taking it back out. I'm a really strong skinny girl. Like
Yeah.
I can live, you know, like I don't know how much I can live, but I can live, you know. Like cuz I know that for a fact it is hard work and a
Yeah.
lot of us sweat our asses off for like $100
For sure.
or like 150,
And
you know.
and you're doing what the fuck you love to do for that hundred
Exactly.
dollars as opposed to
Exactly. And
working for someone else.
it all is worth it in the end. I swear to you. Like, I know there's this like this stigma around cover bands, like, oh, cover bands don't not get you anywhere. Okay, but the Beatles were a cover band too. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like all of
You
these
got to
things,
start somewhere.
you gotta start somewhere. And I think people don't understand that. They're scared to like think outside of the box. Like for me, when I saw the girls not doing anything,
Hmm.
I was like, that's a perfect opportunity for me to stand out
For sure, for sure.
because I know I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to get my hands dirty. I don't have to worry about if I break a nail in that.
Well,
So
speaking of putting in work, what can your audience expect from you for, as we end 2020?
hmm
Can we expect anything coming out, new music, any
yeah,
performances,
definitely,
or
absolutely. It's a little secret because I really don't want to put all my eggs in one basket.
absolutely?
This is my first podcast ever, so
Hey,
like
definitely
I
not
want to
your
have
last.
surprises. Yeah, so like if you guys follow me, Miss Karina Caro, and that's KARINACARO. You can follow my Facebook, you can follow my Instagram, my YouTube channel, all of it, my Twitter, my TikTok, all of it is Miss Karina Caro. So like
Awesome.
it's
You
all.
guys check her out. She's fucking amazing. Please support her music.
Thank
Please
you so
support
much.
her movement. You'll laugh. You'll be inspired. I love that you put First Corinthians 13 on your Instagram page. Like there's some edification in there, and hopefully we can transition into a little performance. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. How about this? How about I sing you one of my songs?
cool,
Does that sound good?
awesome.
Yeah,
We'll transition into
we'll
that.
do maybe.
So bringing it into the home stretch, my final question that I'm very curious about. When you hear the phrase, "I finally made it," what does that look like for Karina?
It's very humble, actually. I had a dream performing with Shakira one time. I
Come in
was.
a little bit in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a dream that I was performing with Shakira one time,
Mm.
and I was like, in one of her concerts, and it was a repeating dream. So I was like, that's a sign. I was
Yeah.
like, I definitely, if I could just perform with her one day, then that's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's so cool. Some
Yeah,
people will be
because
like, "Yo, if I had 3 Porsches and a fucking mansion, that's how I know I made it." But yours is to
no.
like perform with a fellow artist.
Yeah.
That's so fucking dope.
Yeah, because being like like I don't know, under her umbrella, I guess,
Hmm.
like my whole life, like I just everybody would always say like, "Oh, she's from Colombia. Oh, Shakira." But I'm like, "No, no, it's more than that.
It's more than that.
It's more than just Shakira." No, it's like her personality is amazing.
Yep.
Like her aura and like her energy and like I would just be if I just perform with her even one song, like I could die happy. Yeah.
Well, one day you will be on stage with Shakira. You'll text me and be like, "Yo, it fucking happened. We spoke it over you." What's the what's the last bit of encouragement or advice you want to give to any other female performer or any male live performer in Central Florida and abroad? What's the last bit of encouragement you can offer?
I would say that like if you have a plan, make sure you have a like if you have a goal, make sure you have a plan for it because time is so passed by so quick and like social media and like technology and stuff has people moving mountains and stuff.
Hmm.
So like you have to definitely have a plan. You know, nothing happens overnight. Nothing
Mm.
happens overnight.
That's so powerful.
It's very powerful because I knew that when I was stepping into the music scene when I was 17, that it was gonna take a minute. It
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be overnight. I
It's a
knew
long
that.
game, baby.
I knew that. So I already knew, and I'm almost 27.
Yeah. There it is. I got it out of her. I got it. Mission accomplished. That being said,
I'm 26, y'all.
there it
I'm
is.
26. Yeah. So
Well, I hope that everybody is encouraged and feels amazing and looks at your content. Please check her out, support her page,
thank you so much.
and we're going to
Thank you for
transition.
having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And we'll
Thank you.
transition into a little performance for y'all.
Right. So let me know should I change my chair?
If you want to grab the guitar.
I don't play the song on the guitar.
Okay, that's fine.
But can I introduce the song?
Please.
Okay, so this song is called Come Back Home. I wrote this song with Santiago 2 years ago, and we never did anything with it. So I think y'all should hear it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. Let me try to get the tempo. I've been thinking of a dream with you, and I dreamed you were with me too. I miss you. Oh, how I miss you. Come with me like you want to, and we'll become one in my living room.
Woo! Thank you so much, Karina. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I hope that once again everybody's encouraged by this young lady, that they got the good vibes that I picked up on. Her voice is just as amazing in person, even better than what I've seen on Instagram. So please, when things pick up and you start performing,
Thank you.
check out this young lady's performances, follow her, and the main things that I just want to highlight that I got from you is, embrace your humble beginnings, have a plan, put that fucking work off, work your fucking face off, and it's not gonna happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen. This is a long game. If you take your passion seriously, if you take your dreams seriously, be willing to. This is a life game.
Yeah.
This ain't no month, 2 months, 3 months. This is a life game. So,
Yeah.
City Beautiful, be encouraged. We out here. I swear we out here.
Peace and love.
Blacklist Society.
Shout out to the Latino community.
Shout
Mi
outs to all the
gente.
Latinos. If you
Sí.
guys want to bring some sancocho, listen.
Sancocho.
Please hit up Blacklist
Pa' la
at
cultura.
BLCK List Society. Shout outs to Tommy Kid for putting on the podcast in there, man. I appreciate him. Be blessed, be safe. More
Stay
importantly,
humble.
be you, please. Take care.
Sounds like music. Sophist.
It's just what I meant when I said I was ready. Sacrificing money and time is necessary. Working from sundown to sunrise is something scary. Gotta ride or die, who will kill a guy? I got her commissary. Sipping on elixir, man, I'm feeling wavy. Thinking about the outcome got me hearing crazy. The fact you have a chance makes it exhilarating. You got me saying, the cars, the girls, the clothes, I got it. The parties, the bars, the clubs are popping. Pop a tab, pop a perk or something. Let alone you finna leave, and you leaving with nothing. You got one chance, let's pop some bands. I am so high, I'm not ready to land. Don't you understand? I'm not level-headed, I'm just a man. Never regret shit, I made my last stand. I can't feel my face, I want to escape. One bottle of Hennessy away, go get the chase. Cash a couple checks and I get in a state. I hustle hard and I never start late. I paper chase, yeah. My mind is going hazy. I'm waiting for someone to wake me. I've been off my meds lately. Why wouldn't they come take me? Dang, it's just what I meant when I said I was ready. Sacrificing money and time is necessary. Working from sundown to sunrise is something scary. Gotta ride or die, who will kill a guy? I got her commissary. Sipping on elixir, man, I'm feeling wavy. Thinking about the outcome got me hearing crazy. The fact you have a chance makes it exhilarating. You got me saying, this is what I meant when I said I was ready. Sacrificing money and time is necessary. Working from sundown to sunrise is something scary. Gotta ride or die, who will kill a guy? I got her commissary. Sipping on elixir, man, I'm feeling wavy. Thinking about the outcome got me you have a chance makes it exhilarating. You got me saying, oh yeah, am I ready? Am I ready? Maybe me and you back in missionary. Missionary, yeah. Missionary. Missionary. Agustin. Blacklist society.